time for the Privateers Cup Sprint. This is how they line up. Anthony Tratt starts from the very best position, right on number 1 from pole. Newcomer Gary Courtley alongside. Then we go back to Mike Emery and Steve Reed.
Out of row 3, Chris Merton and Mike Conway in the OAM's Falcon. Rod Nash and Greg Crick start out at 4.
Go back Melinda Price will start from position number 9 alongside Paul Wheel, Darcy Russell and Peter Dulman.
13, Kevin Heffernan with Mal Rose. He won't be starting in the dash this morning. A late withdrawal, Danny Osborne and Richard Bork out of 16.
Simon Emazides in the Simon's Earthworks entry. Charles Rhyme alongside him. 19 is Mick Donaher and Barry Morecambe out of 20. A fantastic field of privateers. Set for a start in the Privateers Cup Sprint. Anthony Tratt from pole, and away we go. Tratt did get away to a good start, so too did Steve Reed. Now it's not very long until they hit this first corner. Tratt is there safely. Steve Reed, the big mover through the field, and have a look at this huge field of privateers manoeuvre their way around.
Oh no, they got trouble. Big damage there back in the pack. OAM's Falcon caught in there. Darcy Russell as well.
And also Steve Reed got very wide in turn 1 and ended up after that good start back in about 7th, I think. Oh, the OAM's Falcon, Mike Conway.
That hurts.
This weekend driving, replacing Ryan McLeod in the OAM's Falcon, and not a good way to start the weekend.
It's a big crunch time at the back of that, and this is the biggest privateer field that we've seen. So it was tight getting around that first couple of corners. Conway didn't even get to the second one.
Might see a red flag here. Tim Schenkenberg, of course, on the radio headsets to the rescue team.
That car doesn't look like it's moving in a hurry. They're going to have to shift it pretty quick.
Well, let's have a look at the replay of that, well, if you could say just after the first corner incident. Here it is from the top. Now look to the outside. There's the OAM's Falcon, the white one in 5th position. Steve Reed has overshot the corner. He goes wide, and Conway spun right into the path of
Bang.
Russell.
Darcy Russell.
Yeah, had nowhere to go. It was very, very tight squeeze through there. They were 4 wide at one stage turning into that first corner.
Anthony Tratt brings it on to the main straight. He's in fantastic shape at the moment. He's got quite a healthy lead already as we see Chris Merton in the IT Services. Commodore the inside move on Emery, and he's got there. Nice work. So he's up into 3rd spot. Emery back into 4th. Gary Courtley in 2nd spot in his very first drive. Here he is here. The Neil Shepry car. Gearbox entry, and he's doing extremely well. On board with Greg Crick in the Ericsson Trust Bank Commodore. Great to have a camera on board with the Privateers. He's with Thomas Mazira last round at Phillip Island, with Cricky this time round, and his return after that very heavy crash at Lakeside. He missed the Phillip Island round. He was a little bit disappointed. He's worked very, very hard to get the car back into shape in time for this round. And he's working through the field.
Found himself back in 6th position. Keep in mind they draw the starting positions for this Privateer Sprint out of a hat on Saturday afternoon, so it's not really indicative of their qualifying pace. So Crick, obviously one of the fastest privateers, he's pushing Emery really hard to try and get back up toward the front. There's that great shot from the dashboard, the Trust Bank Ericsson car.
You can see Cricky's using every single bit of track. You can hear the stones underneath the guards as Emery dives to the inside. Cricky back.
Oh, a bit of contact there as they lean on each other. It's very tight and twisty around the gum tree here.
Very tight, and he's, bit of a touch. Get out of my way. I want to get through. He's in a bit of a hurry. And now this time gets a run up the inside.
Whoa!
Sideways. Greg Crick. Hang on to that.
Pedal to the metal.
He doesn't mind mixing it up, roughing it a little. He's got to watch out because here comes Rod Nash. Crick started back in 8th position. He's worked his way up nicely. Kevin Heffernan and Steve Reed having a great battle further back for 7th and 8th position. Morker's in 9th and Peter Dulman rounding out the top 10. But this is the battle of the field at the moment. Greg Crick and the Trust Bank Ericsson Commodore.
Whoa!
Sideways. Cricky, look at his rally style. He's lost it.
Around we go. Greg Crick has overcooked it. He'll be disappointed with that. He was trying for so long to try and work his way past Mike Emery.
Wow, he was really giving it some there, wasn't he? And
Kevin Heffernan as well, gone off in sympathy.
I'll tell you what, Melinda Price has put in a real charge here too in the Castrol Cougador. She had a bit of overheating before they headed off on their warm-up lap. Well, she was certainly warmed up, but she had to start off from the back of the grid. She's up to 7th position. So that's a great drive.
It's a great drive by Melinda. She's obviously didn't like being stuck there on the warm-up lap with that problem, and she's fired up completely.
Well, here's Anthony Tratt. He will have a grin like a Cheshire cat at the moment. He's really looking forward to this race at Winton. Very excited about his prospects. Managed to draw out of the hat yesterday a lucky number. Started him off the front row of the grid, but he really has taken advantage of that, building a big just over 4.5 seconds lead over the fields. That's tremendous drive.
And also looks like Mr. Smearton might have had a bit of a problem because
there he is.
big lead over him now.
There's still the battle going on between Rod Nash and Mike Emery. It looks like he's got him. Emery is on the inside in the Sabre Commodore. We know that he's capable of handling that pressure very, very well. We saw him holding out the challenge from Greg Crick. And here's our race leader coming through the Motorsport S's and the checkered flag. Well done. The Toll Express Ford, Anthony Tratt. He's very happy, and so he should be. A great drive. And then once again, it continues the sequence and the pattern of a different winner each time in the Privateers Cup Sprint. Let's check the final placings on the Shell Helix race scorer. Very delighted, Anthony Tratt in for his very well-earned win. Gary Courtley, an impressive effort by Gary in for second, ahead of Chris Merton, Mike Emery and Rod Nash in for fifth. Sixth position went to Steve Reed. Melinda Price, well done. The Castrol Cougars entry, working her way right through the field to seventh. Peter Dorman in eighth. Simon Amazides ninth. And Mick Donaher rounding out the top 10.
Here with Privateers sprint winner Anthony Tratt. Mate, that must be a great feeling. You did very well at Phillip Island, and you've continued that form at Winton. Well done.
Yeah, the Toll Falcon's going sensational at the moment. The boys at John Sydney's just keep improving the car all the time. Yesterday we didn't qualify too well for the races, up-and-coming races, but hopefully we can get out of fourth position for the races and do something with that too. But that just then, once we got the break on the start line, we were able to just extend the lead. Normally, I'm not very good at doing these starts in these cars, and that was probably the better one at the moment. I haven't quite grasped exactly how to do it, but I think we're on top of it.
Congratulations.